Hello, art students. Today you're going to learn about Georgia O'Keeffe and her flower paintings. So your learning objective for this next project is that we're going to look at some Georgia O'Keeffe flower paintings and analyze them based off their use of the elements of art. And then you're going to use your knowledge of the elements of art to create a flower drawing based off O'Keeffe's artwork. So you can see I have an example of a flower drawing here that one of my students did a couple years ago. Here we have the lesson outline. So first I'm going to want you to get to know the artist that we're talking about a little bit better before we look at some of her artwork. So you're going to do that by completing the Georgia O'Keeffe biography worksheets. So you're going to read a little bit about Georgia O'Keeffe and answer a few questions and look at some of her artwork. Now we're going to be using oil pastels for this project, so I'm going to want you to look at some oil pastel techniques. This is a short video that shows you some of those techniques. It's right here on your slide. You'll be able to click on it when you're ready to watch that. I don't have a few of the videos on here yet, but they'll be in the slides for you later. One of those is the one you're watching now, the project overview, going over these slides. And then once you have all the knowledge you need, you can start drawing your flower. And I will have a demo video showing you step by step how to draw the flower before you even begin coloring it. And then you'll finish your project, you'll write an artist statement, and then submit your artwork and artist statement. And remember, in your artist statement, you want to make sure you explain everything you did to me and all the things that make your artwork successful. So before we go any further, I want to make sure you know a couple words. So your vocabulary for this project is composition. So that's your plan for how your artwork will look, where things are going to be placed, what colors are you going to use, what shapes you're going to use, things like that. It's basically just your overall plan. And the next, we're going to talk a little bit about texture. So this is texture and referring to 2D art, so on paper. So it's the way something looks like it might feel. So we're drawing a flower. So we want our artwork to look like it feels like a flower. And then we're also going to talk about value. So that's the lightness or darkness of a shade or a color. So I know we've talked about these two words at the beginning when we went over the elements of art. So we're going to be using them a little more specifically now. So a little bit about Georgia O'Keeffe. She was an American artist, and she was best known for her paintings of enlarged flowers, New York skyscrapers, and New Mexico landscapes. So she did a lot of different stuff, but primarily she did flowers. As you can see below, it says that she made about 200 flower paintings in her career as an artist. So when you think about how many flowers she did, it seems that she was really interested in nature. So here I have some more examples of her work. You can see, like I said, she's got very big paintings of flowers. The flowers take up almost the whole surface of the painting, so they're very large. We also notice the color is typically very bright, vibrant colors. It really stands out to us. And also the textures. You can see she's doing a pretty good job at showing us the texture of the flower. You can see that in her brush strokes and the way she's blending and using colors. They're very detailed. All of these little shapes and lines show all the detail in the flower, so she's paying close attention to what she's painting. And then, of course, value. So we don't want the flowers to look flat, and you can see that her flowers don't look flat. She has shadows and highlights, so you can see the shape of the flower. So this is the picture that we're going to use to base our artwork off of. So in the demo video, I'm going to show you how to draw this flower, and then you're going to get to color it. But before you go on to that, I wanted to just take a minute to look at it and kind of dissect the piece. So you have two flowers here, one in the front. You can't see all of it. It kind of goes out of the frame. So it's pretty big. We can see the colors, different shades of blue, and I've pointed them out here. And we've got some yellow and even a little bit of orange down here. The shapes of the petals, they're pretty much the same, but they vary a little bit. So they're not exactly the same, but they're pretty close. And then values. You can see back here there's some darker shades, and then it gradually gets lighter, and it's really light in the middle of the flower. And we can tell that this flower is in the front because of the space in between these two. So this one is Morning Glories by Georgia O'Keeffe. So this is the one that we're going to focus on for your project. I hope that information about Georgia O'Keeffe and the project will help you with your next steps as you complete your own flower painting, drawing based off this picture here.